Shalom, 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 shalom. I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and salutation to the flex scattered abroad. That's how I had done this work of truth to sincerity. I'm Brother Bach from Prophet Babylon Camp, coming at you with a quick sit down through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the hopeful elect. This is Daniel chapter 17, verse. This is Daniel chapter 17. Salaki, this is Daniel chapter 7, verse 18. It says, "But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever." Right, man. Who are the saints of the Most High, man? The elect, the true men of the Lord. You know, that's out here on these highways and hedges, man, doing videos, you know, praying and fasting, you know, doing everything they can to please the Lord Yahweh Shai, man. You know, when the Lord put us in those spiritual bodies, man, you know, to give us that power, man, you know, because what, we know these fleshly bodies fade away. They can get hurt. But when we get in those spiritual bodies, man, you know, we're not going to have no weakness, man. It says, and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever, man. All of eternity, man. You know, this is the last ride, man. You know, we gonna possess it forever, man. You know, ain't gonna be no overthrowing the Israelites, man. You know, we here to stay forever. We go to the book of Revelation. Revelation chapter 5. This is Revelation chapter 5, verse 10. It says, "And has made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth," man. You know, the Lord is going to make us that, man. You know, we're going to have reign over this earth, power to control whatever, man. You know, the Lord's going to bless us with those spiritual powers, brothers. You know, things that you seen your favorite superhero do, man. You'll be able to do that times 1,000,000. You know, the furthest thing you can think of, man, the Lord will make it come true just like that, man. And you can do it and have no weakness, man. You know, we'll go to the book of 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter 6. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 2. It says, "Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world?" Right, man. We're gonna be judging the world, man. You know, this gonna be a dictatorship, man. You know, ain't gonna be no Democrats and Republicans, man. You know, we all gonna be under the law, man, of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. You know, and nobody gonna be exempt from that. You know, you ain't getting no pass, man. You know, either you gonna get with it or you gonna get your ass whooped, man, or get destroyed. It says, "Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters? Know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life Right, man? We're gonna be judging angels, man. You know what kind of angel can destroy the whole planet, man? You know what kind of power we gonna have, man? Coming into those days, man. Brothers gonna have spiritual powers, man. You know? Thinking about you see a damn 8-foot Israelite, man. You know, man of the Lord, just glowing, man. You know, got them diamonds on them. Man, people gonna fucking tremble when they see us, man. Look at us in awe, man. You know what a true man of the Lord looks like, man. You know, it's gonna be beautiful in those days. You know, I gotta get to Isaiah, man. You know, Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31, I believe, man. Come on. This is Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31. It says, but they that wait upon the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, shall renew their strength, man. Renew our strength, man, once we had before. You know, it says they shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. You know, and that's what these not spiritual bodies, but that's what these fleshly bodies do, man. You can only push these bodies so far before they damn near give out on you, man. You know, you struggling to catch your breath, or, you know, some brothers might have certain kind of diseases that they're dealing with, you know, all kind of shit, man. You know, but the Lord, the Lord is gonna renew our strength, man. And ain't nobody gonna be able to touch us, man. You know, not the most powerful machines or guns, death trap, whatever the Esau got, man. That shit ain't gonna be able to touch us, man. It ain't gonna be able to hurt us. You know, that spiritual power versus, you know, versus this fleshly weapons, man. Not, you know, earthly weapons, you know, to be exact. You know, but we gonna be on a whole nother level, man. You know, we gonna take this place back and the Lord is gonna put this place back in righteousness, man. You know, but yeah, man, that was just a quick, you know, short lesson. You know, I pray it was edified to the hopeful elect. To next video. Shalom.